for organizing this and for allowing me to be here and visit Japan for the first time. So I'm Paola, work for mEDRA. mEDRA is one of the registration agencies, DOI registration agencies that have been mentioned today. And we are based in Italy, but we serve the Italian and European market. We, of course, do what every DOI registration agency does. So we serve and deliver services around DOIs. We provide metadata and so on. We also do consultancy and training for our constituency and publishers. We also are active as technology provider, so we build infrastructures, and we are a research center. This to say that we are also very active since 2007 in the field of rights management. This comes from the nature of our organization, which is a joint venture between the Italian Publisher Association, the book publishers and journal publishers, and the Technology Center Cineca. And we are one of the few fully commercial DOI registration agencies. So my task today is to guide you through a short journey around the topic of how DOI can be used and can support services beyond and in addition to those that have been mentioned by my colleagues in a specific domain, which is the domain of rights management or rights information management. The starting point, as you've seen, is that there is already a lot of content out there which has a DOI. Over 120 million DOI names are assigned to a wide range of content. This content have some sort of rights information attached to them, whether they are in public domain, under copyright, whether they are published under a Creative Commons license, whether they are open access or they have a commercial license attached. These information are not immediately known to the end user. Even the user of the DOI who have a lot of familiarity with the user, with the identifier. So I will show today how the DOI can help to surface rights information and to facilitate the building of services for rights management. First step is quite easy. So, as you have heard from all my colleagues, each DOI has metadata attached, metadata that describe the content. Some registration agencies also record additional metadata. Some of them, in a way, relate to the field of rights and rights management. For example, here on the screen, I have reported the snippet of XML, so the metadata recorded by my registration agency, mEDRA, where we record the copyright year and the name of the right holder. That's very basic information. The second example is taken from a data-side DOI, so refers to research data, where you can see where a user can retrieve the terms of condition for the reuse of the dataset. This means that already DOI users or organizations that retrieve metadata have some basic information related to the rights attached to the content. A further step is the use of DOI to facilitate some services delivered by other organizations related to rights. In this sense, DOI is used as a public identifier to link together different systems. Something that the presentation before myself has really stressed. So, standard identifier to increase efficiency in internal systems. I have listed here a couple of examples. As you see, these examples are from different registration agencies. So, cross-ref DOIs are used to facilitate the collections, the metadata of information to be provided to researcher about the conditions for text and data mining, for example. Or that can be used within services to detect plagiarism or piracy of content, because a standard identifier helps to know what content we are talking about. mEDRA DOIs are used by the Italian collective management organization that represent publisher to interact with data services and to deliver rights information to external licensing services. And as we have just heard from Raymond, ADIDs, DOIs, could be used in external systems to support operations for rights recovery and communication about licenses. Okay, but one of the essential features of the DOI is the actionability. So you click on the DOI and you go to a landing page. So next step is to use DOI also to provide direct access to rights data or to the services that deliver licensing information, or where a user, once they discover a content, can acquire a license to reuse the content for other purposes. This is what we call rights-aware resolution or context-aware resolution. I will like to stress and to show you a specific use case. The use case of the collective management organization in Italy. This organization manages rights on books, both e-books and paper books. The collective management organization has agreements with other players, international players, for the licensing of secondary use of the content. In this framework, DOIs are used to streamline the process of rights and permission transactions. So it's a very operational business. This all started from the business needs of the organization. So the collective management organization needed to create a connection between different systems, their own systems and the systems of different organizations, and to connect the metadata. They chose to use the DOI as a public standard identifier to do this. And they also decided to exploit another strength of the DOI, which is the possibility of being interoperable with other standard identifiers. So all the books that have an ISBN has been assigned with an ISBN A, which is the DOI's version of the ISBN. So the other need was to allow users to reach the right information at the point where the content is discovered. So they decided that the implemented solution was to link the content to the rights information and the licensing service through the DOI by the resolution mechanism. So let's say, the landing page could be information about the right in the content. The other need was to disseminate the rights information on the network. So the implemented solution is the data, including the DOI, are made available through APIs and content negotiations to be used and retrieved by other organizations. Finally, as you may already be asking yourself, DOIs may have other resolutions. So we've heard in the course of today a lot about the landing page, what a landing page for a resolution of a DOI might be. It might be to the content, might be to a landing page where you have the metadata, might be to any other resource that your community of interest may wish to make available. The fact is that it depends. A single DOI for different communities may carry to different resolutions. It might be better for the researcher to have direct access to the content, maybe better for a reader to have direct access to the article, but maybe if someone wants to use the article, not just for reading it, but to repurpose, to make copies of it, they need to get the permission from the rights holder. So for that community, a landing page might be a licensing service. The very nice thing about DOI is that DOI can accommodate multiple resolutions, and you can give your user the possibility to decide which of the available resolutions he wants to have according to the context in which the user is using your DOI. So if everything goes well, I would like to show you live. Wow. This is my development platform, so it could be that. So what I'm going to show is the platform of the collective management organization, so the internal management platform, where there are listed all the Italian books, that around 1 million books that are available for reuse licensing. I have to sign in because, as I said, it's not yet public. So where's the underscore? This is I hope it works. Never tested on Internet Explorer, so yeah, it does. So this screen will be public and will show the catalog of the books of Italian publishers. So you have basic metadata like ISBN, the title, the author, the publisher, and then we have links made through DOI for connecting to services. So here I have used quite an explicit naming. So rights offer resolution is a selection of the landing pages for one DOI whereby the user can acquire a license. As the rights business is not always exclusive, there might be services delivered by Italian players or services delivered by international players. So if I click, you see that I have three options. I can go through to the rights metadata. So humans and machines could retrieve the rights metadata and process them. Or I can get straight to the license. Works. This is a service by an American company, copyright.com. And here you can see the same title, and you can see that you can reuse the content for academic purposes and to put an extract in a course pack and so on and so forth. So you can buy the license. The important thing is that anyone can just, by resolving the DOI, access to the same information. So what you are seeing now is the pages for the Italian Collective Management Organization. What we will be doing is also to propose to Italian universities that maybe have the collection, the library of the university has the collection of the books from Italian publisher. They can lend the books to the students, but if a professor wants to build a course pack by taking abstract from different books, they cannot do that without asking for a license. So what we would like to do is that within university systems, there's this link through the DOI that allows professor or the university to easily get the license for the different piece of content and build the course pack. Of course, as I said, it's not everything about rights. These DOI also have other resolutions. So resolution to the content itself, resolution to the landing page with the metadata, bibliographic metadata. So the message here is whatever has to do with rights is on top, in addition to all the other services. So this could be available for DOI or any registration agency. So just to sum up, DOIs support multiple services. DOIs are used from multiple content industries. DOIs may have multiple resolutions. And this is, I really would like to stress this point, because using the DOI as a link guarantees the separation between sorry. So it's not the business of registration agencies to do rights. We don't manage rights. We connect to organizations that manage rights. And it's good for the business, both the registration agencies and the other players, that there is a separation between the rights business and the DOI and methodologies. Last but not least, also these developments and services have been possible because of the few features of the DOI system, and because we, as a community, the IDF, all the different arrays, have worked together to find common solutions. And that's all. Thank you. Grazie.